I'm John Davison, the Vice President of Programming for GameSpot. I'm going to tell you about some of the hottest games at E3 this year, which is the big video game expo. Military shooters have been huge with the audience for the last few years, and there are two games that are going sort of head-to-head here. There's the new Call of Duty game called Modern Warfare 3 from Activision. And then Electronic Arts, they have a game called Battlefield 3. Both of these are modern-day first-person shooter games. They're mature rated, so they're violent, they're very gritty. And they're depicting a sort of vision of World War III that's more realistic than anyone's ever seen in games before. You know, something that the games industry really thrives on is science fiction and fantasy. Both of those are very well represented here. One that I'm looking forward to is one called The Elder Scrolls Skyrim. At first glance, it's sort of a classic fantasy game with dragons and magic and spells. And it's the kind of game that you can spend 60, 70, even 100 hours sort of going through the storyline and branching off into different ways. On the sci-fi end of the spectrum, there's a franchise called Mass Effect, which a lot of people may have heard of. This is a story that's been going for 5 years, and millions of gamers have been following it religiously. And it's building to a conclusion. Anyone that grew up reading sci-fi novels is going to find something that they really respond to in this. Okay, I've got one more. There's a franchise called Assassin's Creed from Ubisoft. It's actually the 4th game in that franchise. Very high concept again. At first glance, it looks like it's a sort of a historical action game. The twist here, of course, is that as the player, you're actually, you exist in the future and you're reliving things that have happened hundreds of years in the past. It's another game that's bringing a storyline arc to a conclusion. So it shows how video games are able to take a narrative and really draw people into an experience in a way that other kinds of entertainment really can't.